Okay, in this tutorial we're going to go ahead and finish rendering our Caleb title right here that we see in our program view. We have the red line over it, so we're going to position our playhead a little before it, mark an in point, position our playhead just past it, mark an out point. And then we're going to come up to sequence and we're going to say render effects in to out. Now it also says enter, and that enter key is actually the enter key that is not part of your numeric keypad but part of your main keyboard. Since it's kind of hard to see it, we'll just click it here on the render effects in and out, and sure enough it's going to do the give us a little progress bar, and now it's rendered, and the title and the transitions themselves are also rendered. So it had to render both of those items. Okay, so it took a second longer. There it goes, nice and smooth. Now those are 1 second transitions, and again we can always go in there and click on them and change the duration of those transitions. Right, for now we'll leave it at that. That's actually kind of a long transition for a title. Usually, you know, bring a title in like 15 frames. Anyway, so that's some basic titling using the text tool. I'm going to switch back to the source view up here. Now let's go ahead and create some shapes. And we'll draw like a basic picture. We're going to go to File, and we're going to come down again to New, and go over and select Legacy Title. And we'll just call this one Face. It's going to go ahead and I'm going to use caps on that, Face. And again, it's going to assume that we want to use the same settings in our sequence. That's okay. Hit OK. Boom. So here I'm not going to put this over Caleb, so I'm not going to select this button. I really just want to have my checkerboard. Okay. When you see that checkerboard, and you create a new title, it means that whatever's in the checkerboard will be transparent. Okay, even that's actually misleading. Even if I do this, whatever I type in, there is an automatic transparent layer behind your title. It's known as an alpha channel. We'll discuss that more in depth at a later point. So let's go ahead and just do like shapes. So we did some titles, and we saw that we could use a type tool. There are some other type options here, path tools, vertical tools, area type tools where they type in a box, but we're going to use the pen tools. But let's just use some basic shapes. So we're going to draw a face, and as you hover over the shapes, they give you a basic quick reference as to what they are. Okay, so we're going to come down here to the ellipse tool. We're going to click on that. It gives you a quick little preview, and we're just going to click and drag, and you have to sort of move your mouse a little bit to make it more of a circle. So let's make it like nice and pretty big. There we go. There we go. And again, this functions just like the other titles. With your pointer, you can click and drag, hold down your mouse, and position that title. If you want to position it exactly in the center, right click and hit, not select, go down to position and say we want horizontal center. It gives you a horizontal center. If you right click again, it will also then tweak that a little bit and give you the vertical center. So now that is perfectly centered in our frame. So that's the ellipse tool. We did a shape. Now we're going to make a face. We're not quite sure what kind of creature this is going to be, but we're going to create some ears now. So we'll go to the arc tool. Right, got to give it some ears, and I'm going to click and drag, and it creates a shape. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on it, and I'm actually, because I want to duplicate the exact same shape. Right, so I have two identical ears. So with that already created, I have it active because it's in its own little bounding box, right? And I'm going to do a Control C and then a Control V, which would be Command C, Command V, copy and paste, and then I'm just going to drag the second copy right off it. So it gives me two identical ears. So I'm going to just literally move those into place by holding down my mouse, dragging, and then by simply bringing the mouse over to the edge of that box, I see that it turns, I get like these double-sided, I get like a curved line with two arrows. That's a rotation tool. So your mouse automatically turns into that. It's very intuitive, very manageable. So I'm just going to sort of eyeball this and place it in there, and then I'm going to click on the other one, but actually I have to go back into the selection tool to select the other one. So I'm going to move that over and put it approximately where I think it should go. I'll rotate that the other way. Actually, no, I'm going to rotate it like that. There we go. So it matches the other ear, right? So we have the flat side on the outside and the curved part on the inside. Click on it, and I'm going to hit my arrow keys and nudge that thing into place. Then I'm going to click away and see how they look. They look pretty good. Okay, so now we need a little bit of a face, right? And so with each one of these layers, right? Each one of these, objects, these shapes, I can click on any one of them, and of course I have access to the properties over here, which we'll mess with in a minute. So let's create some eyeballs. And now again, we're going to go to the ellipse tool, and we're going to drag over here in the open area for a second and just kind of create a smaller shape. Same thing, click on it, Control C, Control V, and drag the other piece off, and that way we have two identical eyeballs. Now they're both white, so we need to color them. So let's go ahead and click the first one, and we're going to come over here to fill, click, and we're going to drag this all the way in the upper corner and just make that black. And anytime you create a color in the color picker, notice down here in this little box there's going to be a value of numbers. This is going to give you a unique number. It's a way to identify a specific color and hue that you want to save and use over again. So right now black is just all 0, 0, 0, so that one's done there. So let me click on the other one and also set that to black, right? So here, if I don't want to drag my mouse into that exact spot, I can come right back down here and type 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, however many zeros there were, click OK, and it gives me black. So now I've got two eyeballs. So now I can just grab each one and place them. Grab the other one, place it. There we go. And it's starting to look what I would maybe consider to be sort of like a pig. We're not sure. Okay, so now let's make a nose. So now we're going to come up here to the rounded rectangle tool. Now, because I already selected that color, black, it is now defaulting to black. So, which is good because I'm just going to click and drag and create like a little nose here, right? And then position it however I want, etc., etc., etc. I can always go back and tweak that a little bit if I have to. Okay, so there's a nose, and now let's create a smile. So we're going to come over here to the line tool, right? And I'm going to click and drag and create a line. So this gives me a straight line. Okay, now if I want to, if I click away here for a second and just look at this, it's a straight line. Now that's not a very happy pig. I think I want my pig to smile. So I want to curve this mouth. So I'm going to come up here to my pen tool, and when I hover this back over that, or when I select, let's try that again. When I come back and select the mouth, now in the pen tool, the edges give me these points. Okay, and what I can do is, you can notice that my pointer now has like a diagonal sort of line below it. If I click and drag down, I'm able to bend the line and create more of a smile. And then I also get these points on the edges, which I can click and drag and reposition as well. And it's kind of hard to see, but there's actually even these little handles right here, which allow me to adjust the curvature of that curve. So I'm just going to pull this down a little bit more, bring that up. Oops, I'm going to Control Z. I actually added a point. This can be a little finicky. So now I just want to move the smile, so I'm going to click on it with the pointer, and I'm going to use my nudge tool and bring it up, and then click away, and I've created a smile. Now let's go ahead and quick save while we're working. Okay, to save that as we're going. Okay, now let's go ahead and color the ears and the face and all that stuff. Now I can select multiple shapes at once by clicking on one, holding down Shift, clicking another shape, and then clicking the other shape. So right there I've highlighted the two ears and the central circle, which is the face. I'll come over to my fill, click, and just kind of pick like sort of an off-white color. Yeah, kind of pink. How's that? Sort of a pink looking pig. There we go. So I'm going to click away in the blank area, and looks pretty good to me. Now let's add like a stroke and maybe like a little shadow, right? So same thing, I'll select those layers again, or actually they are layers to speak. They don't look like layers much right now, but you'll see in a second. So we've highlighted all three of those shapes, and let's add an outer stroke. Okay, so now you can see now that that stroke is pretty thick, so I'm going to make it a little thinner down here by adjusting size and just pull it back a little bit. Just give it a little bit of a layer, a little bit of a stroke. Okay, and I'm going to also add shadow. There we go. I like that. And now you can see when I click away in the blank area, now it looks like the ears are on top of the head, but they're sort of in front of the head. Now I want those ears to appear more seamless, so to speak. I want them to appear as though they're coming out of the head or like behind the head. So I can click on each one of those shapes or layers, right click, and access my menu and come down to arrange, and I can say I have options here. This is where you get into basic layering, so I can say send to back, when it does that, when I click away, you can see that now it looks like it's tucked behind the ear and it looks more natural. Same thing to the other ear, right click, arrange, send to back. Click away in the blank area, and there you go. You've got a completed piggy face, or whatever it is you want to call it. You can add other, characteristics to it. And that's a basic example of using shapes, creating a few layers, and then setting which is like foreground and background. More on this in future tutorials. We'll work on some more titling and see how you can do some pretty interesting shapes and create some good composite images with these with the titler.